Let's be honest. Are you living or are you just existing? Think about it. Are you grinding for greatness or clinging to your comfort zone like it's a life raft? Are you chasing quick highs and empty likes while your dreams rot on the shelf? Because here's the brutal truth nobody wants to admit. Your pride, your excuses, your obsession with being liked, and your fear of chaos are all that stand between you and the life you claim to want. The question is, how long are you going to let them? How long will you trade stability for mediocrity, instant gratification for long-term gain, and your fragile ego for the chance to actually learn something? This is your wake-up call. Stop kidding yourself. If you want to build wealth, build influence, and build a life worth remembering, then you got to swallow your excuses, embrace the chaos, and quit pretending that safety is success. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop settling? Or are you going to keep letting the life you could have slipped through your fingers while you tell yourself comforting lies? Chapter 1. Say goodbye to comfort and say hello to challenge. If you're cozy, you're not growing. Let's cut the crap. If you're sitting there, surrounded by comfort, scrolling aimlessly, convincing yourself that your life is just fine, then congratulations, you've chosen mediocrity. Yes, chosen. Don't act like you didn't. You're clinging to comfort like a security blanket, and it's smothering every single chance you have of achieving something extraordinary. Riches don't sprout from a plush couch, Netflix marathons, or endless evenings of treating yourself. They're forged in the fires of discomfort, built brick by brick through hard work, risk, and yes, a generous helping of failure. You want wealth, freedom, success? Then stop being so damn scared of the struggle. Here's the ugly truth. Your comfort zone is a trap. It's a warm, cushy prison where dreams come to die. You think you're playing it safe, but the reality is you're playing yourself. You tell yourself you'll go after your goals when the time is right. Guess what? The time is never right. There will always be an excuse, always a reason to stay comfortable, always a way to avoid the hard stuff. Stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending that your endless procrastination, excuses, and laziness are justified. They're not. You're afraid. Afraid to fail, afraid to be judged, afraid to realize that you're not as ready as you thought you were. You're clinging to the illusion that wealth and success will somehow stumble into your lap as long as you keep wishing hard enough. Spoiler alert, they won't. You don't grow when you're cozy. You don't evolve by staying in familiar territory, and you sure as hell don't get rich by playing it safe. Growth lives in the discomfort, the kind that makes your palms sweat, your heart race, and your stomach churn. That's where the magic happens, on the edge of your limits, when you're so far out of your comfort zone that you can barely see it in the rearview mirror. Let's talk about why you're so obsessed with staying comfortable. It's because you've bought into this garbage idea that life should be easy. That you deserve to be happy 24/7 without putting in any effort. That hard work is optional. Reality check. If you're not willing to sacrifice your comfort now, you're sacrificing your future. Every single moment you waste hiding from challenges is a moment stolen from the life you claim you want. And don't give me the tired excuses. But I'm tired. I don't have time. I can't afford to take risks. Bullshit. You have the same 24 hours in a day as everyone else. You choose how you spend them. Too tired? Then stop staying up late, doing things that don't matter. No time? Audit your day and cut out the garbage that's eating it up. Too broke to take risks? Newsflash. Staying broke is the riskiest thing you can do. You need to embrace the challenge, not tolerate it, not endure it, embrace it. Lean into the grind. Learn to love the struggle because that's where success is born. The people you admire, the ones who've achieved the things you dream of, they didn't get there by staying comfortable. They got there by doing the things you're too scared, lazy, or stubborn to do. The choice is yours. Stay cozy and keep making excuses, or get uncomfortable and make progress. But don't you dare complain about your lack of success while you're busy clinging to comfort. Don't whine about how hard life is when you're the one refusing to rise to the challenge. You're not stuck, you're stagnant, and the only person who can change that is you. So, say goodbye to comfort. It's not your friend, and it's sure as hell not your savior. Comfort will keep you small. It will steal your potential. It will rob you of every chance you have to become something greater. Say hello to challenge, to discomfort, to hard work, because that's where your future is waiting. And if you're mad about this, good, be mad. Use that anger to fuel you, to prove me wrong, to stop coasting through life like an extra in someone else's story. Get uncomfortable. That's the only way you're ever gonna get rich. Chapter 2. Ditch immediate desires for long-term gains. Instant gratification, that's for the broke. Let's get real. If you're still out here chasing the next dopamine hit like a toddler chasing bubbles, don't be surprised when you're stuck in the same financial rut 5 years from now. You want wealth? You want success? Then stop acting like a child who can't wait for dessert. Your obsession with now is killing your future. That daily coffee you can't live without, the endless impulse buys just to treat yourself, the vacations you can't afford but go on anyway so you can flex for Instagram, all of it screams one thing: you're prioritizing looking rich over actually being rich. And let's be blunt, there's nothing impressive about faking it for the gram while your bank account gasps for air. You tell yourself you deserve these little luxuries, but you know what you really deserve? A wake-up call. Because this mindset isn't cute, it's pathetic. The people who are out there building real wealth aren't wasting their time and money chasing short-term highs. They're focused on long-term gains while you're busy making excuses for why you can't sacrifice a single moment of fleeting pleasure. Let's break it down. You can have the shiny new toy now, or you can have financial freedom later. You can blow your paycheck on a weekend trip, or you can invest it and watch it grow. You can keep convincing yourself that YOLO justifies your reckless spending, or you can realize that YOLO is the exact reason you need to get your act together. You only live once, so why are you wasting it being broke? And don't sit there whining about how it's so hard to delay gratification. Life is hard. Being broke is hard. Being disciplined is hard. Choose your hard. You think you're entitled to instant rewards because life's short? Well, let me tell you something. Life feels a hell of a lot shorter when you're old, broke, and full of regret because you couldn't be bothered to plan ahead. You want to know why you're stuck? It's because you keep trading tomorrow for today. You're selling your future for pennies. Every time you swipe that credit card for something you don't need, every time you eat out instead of cooking at home, every time you convince yourself that it's just this once, you're making a choice to stay exactly where you are. Success isn't a mystery. It's math. Save more than you spend. Invest what you save. Repeat. That's it. But you can't do that if you're too busy chasing instant gratification like it's a reward instead of a trap. You're playing checkers while the wealthy are playing chess, and you're losing every time you give in to your desire for something now. Stop kidding yourself. Your treat yourself mentality is the reason you're not where you want to be. Real wealth requires discipline, focus, and a willingness to endure discomfort in the short term for massive payoffs in the long term. And if you're too weak or lazy to make those sacrifices, then stop pretending you want to be successful. Just admit that you'd rather stay broke than give up your little indulgences. The choice is yours. Delay now, enjoy later, or indulge now, regret forever. But don't blame anyone else when your future self looks back at your decisions and wonders, what the hell was I thinking? Instant gratification isn't a reward, it's a punishment disguised as a prize. The longer you cling to it, the further you are from ever achieving anything worthwhile. So ditch the excuses, ditch the indulgences, and ditch the broke mindset. Wealth isn't for the impulsive, it's for the disciplined, the patient, and the strategic. Instant gratification is a luxury for people who have already built their empires, not for those still dreaming about one. Delay now, sacrifice now, build now, enjoy later. That's how you win. Chapter 3. Forget stability, embrace the chaos. Stability is a myth. It's the comforting lie people tell themselves when they have already decided to settle for mediocrity. If you're out here clinging to stability, clutching it like some magical golden ticket to success, let me break it to you. You're wasting your time. Stability doesn't lead to wealth. Stability doesn't breed greatness. Stability is where dreams go to die, quietly suffocated by your fear of the unknown. You want wealth? Then get ready to embrace the chaos. Real success lives in the unpredictable, the messy, the risky. The very idea of stability is laughable in a world where nothing stays the same. Economies shift, industries evolve, opportunities come and go in the blink of an eye. And here you are, clinging to the delusion that you can somehow play it safe and still win big. Newsflash, you can't. What exactly are you so scared of? Failure. Guess what? That's part of the process. The people who make it, who achieve real success, they don't avoid chaos. They thrive in it. They take risks, they fail, they adapt, and they try again. Meanwhile, you're standing on the sidelines, frozen by your obsession with stability, watching as the waves of opportunity crash and recede without you. Let's be real, stability isn't a virtue, it's a crutch. It's your excuse for staying small, staying comfortable, staying broke. But I need stability, you cry, as if that's some noble goal. No, you don't. You need courage. You need to take the leap, bet on yourself, and stop hiding behind the illusion that playing it safe will somehow lead to success. It won't. You think stability makes you secure? Wrong. It makes you stagnant. It keeps you trapped in the same job you hate, the same paycheck to paycheck cycle, the same boring, predictable life. Stability doesn't protect you, it limits you. It's the anchor dragging you down while you convince yourself you're safe. And for what? So you can feel comfortable while you watch your dreams slip further out of reach? The truth is, the most successful people in the world didn't chase stability. They rejected it. They embraced the chaos of starting something new, of risking everything, of stepping into the unknown with nothing but ambition and a willingness to adapt. They knew that wealth comes to those who ride the waves, not to those who cling to the shore, terrified of getting wet. And don't give me that tired excuse about needing stability for your family, your responsibilities, your peace of mind. That's not stability, that's fear talking. You don't want stability, you want the illusion of it because the thought of facing uncertainty makes you uncomfortable. But here's the thing, discomfort is where growth happens. Chaos is where wealth is built. You can't get rich by tiptoeing through life, hoping the world will somehow hand you success while you cling to your so-called stability. So stop fooling yourself. Stability isn't protecting you, it's sabotaging you. It's the lie you tell yourself to justify your inaction, your excuses, your refusal to take the risks necessary to create something extraordinary. Wealth doesn't care about your need for stability. Success doesn't wait for you to feel ready. The world is moving, changing, evolving, and if you're not willing to embrace the chaos, you'll be left behind. Forget stability. Let it go. It's not your friend, it's your enemy. Embrace the chaos, the uncertainty, the risk. Ride the waves, even if they scare you, because that's where you'll find the opportunities that actually matter. Stability is for those who settle. Wealth is for those who dare. Choose wisely, or don't bother complaining when you look back and realize you spent your whole life chasing stability while chaos handed wealth to someone else. Chapter 4. Lose the need to be liked. If you're worried about being liked, your wallet will stay empty. Let's get one thing straight. Trying to make everyone like you is a broke person's game. It's a desperate, soul-sucking, time-wasting endeavor that only ensures one thing. You'll stay right where you are, unremarkable, unnoticed, and unpaid. The truth is, nobody cares about your need for approval. They care about what you bring to the table. And if all you're bringing is a smiling face and an eagerness to please, you're about to be forgotten faster than last week's trends. You think being liked will open doors for you? Wrong. Being respected opens doors. Being valuable keeps them open. And guess what? Respect and value don't come from bending over backwards to make everyone happy. They come from standing firm, delivering results, and refusing to shrink yourself to fit someone else's expectations. You're so busy trying to be agreeable that you've forgotten what you're here for. Here's a reality check. If everyone likes you, it's because you're not doing anything that matters. People who make moves, who build wealth, who change the game, they're polarizing. They ruffle feathers, they challenge the status quo, and guess what? That pisses people off. The price of doing something worthwhile is that not everyone will clap for you. If you can't handle that, then don't bother talking about success, because you're clearly too fragile to earn it. Let's call it what it is. Your need to be liked is nothing but fear, wrapped in a nice little bow. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of being alone. But you know what's lonelier than standing your ground and being misunderstood, being broke, resentful, and stuck in a cycle of people-pleasing while your dreams die a slow, quiet death. You tell yourself you're just being kind or considerate, but deep down, you know that's bullshit. You're afraid to rock the boat. You're afraid of what people will say about you if you stop being their yes man. Newsflash, they're already talking about you. And here's the kicker. They'll talk whether you succeed or fail. So why are you letting their opinions dictate your life? Look around. The people you admire, the ones you envy, the ones you wish you could be like, they didn't get there by playing nice with everyone. They took risks, made enemies, and stood firm in their convictions. They didn't waste their time chasing approval, and they sure as hell didn't dilute their value to avoid upsetting someone. You're out here trying to win a popularity contest while they're busy winning at life. You don't need to be liked, you need to be respected. And respect comes from strength, from confidence, from being so damn good at what you do that people have no choice but to take you seriously. You want to be everyone's favorite? Fine, but don't expect anyone to take you seriously when it matters. Stop trying to please everyone. Stop saying yes when you want to say no. Stop bending over backward for people who wouldn't cross the street to help you. Focus on being the best, the boldest, the most unapologetic version of yourself. Because here's the harsh truth. The people who like you now, most of them don't even matter. The ones who matter will respect you for standing your ground, even if it means not always agreeing with them. If you keep prioritizing being liked over being respected, you're setting yourself up for a life of mediocrity. Your wallet will stay empty, your potential will stay untapped, and your dreams will stay just that, dreams. So lose the need to be liked, grow a spine, and focus on what actually matters, building something real, valuable, and unshakable. Being liked is overrated. Respect, that's where the money is. Chapter 5. Swallow your pride and learn. Pride keeps you poor. There, I said it. Your ego is the biggest thing standing between you and success. You're too busy pretending you know everything to admit you don't. Too busy faking expertise to actually acquire it. And the worst part? You don't even realize you're sabotaging yourself because you'd rather look smart than be smart. Let me tell you something. People who act like they know it all are usually the ones who know the least. You want to climb the ladder, make money, achieve greatness? Then get over yourself. Humble up. Swallow that oversized ego and start learning, because right now your pride is keeping you stuck at the bottom, looking up at everyone who had the courage to admit they didn't know it all. Let's get real. How many opportunities have you blown because you couldn't admit you needed help? How many times have you refused advice because you didn't want to seem weak or uninformed? That's pride talking, and guess what? Pride doesn't pay the bills. Pride doesn't build empires. Pride doesn't make you rich. It makes you broke, bitter, and stuck in a cycle of your own stupidity. You think asking questions makes you look dumb? No. Refusing to ask makes you look dumb. The wealthiest, smartest, most successful people are perpetual students. They don't waste time pretending they have all the answers. They go out and find them. Meanwhile, you're sitting there, clinging to your fragile ego, thinking you're too good to learn something new. Spoiler alert, you're not. And don't give me that nonsense about self-respect or confidence. This isn't about losing confidence, it's about gaining competence. Confidence without competence is just arrogance, and arrogance doesn't get you anywhere but broke. You're so scared of looking like a fool that you've made a fool of yourself. While you're busy protecting your pride, the world is moving on without you. You want success? Then act like it. Admit you don't know everything. Seek out mentors. Take advice from people who've been where you want to go. Read books. Take courses. Watch tutorials. Do whatever it takes to level up. But stop pretending you've got it all figured out, because newsflash, you don't. And until you're willing to admit that, you'll stay exactly where you are. Here's the truth. The only thing standing between you and success is the size of your ego. Shrink it. Crush it. Throw it out if you have to. Because the moment you start learning, really learning, is the moment you start winning. Pride might feel good in the short term, but in the long run, it's a one-way ticket to mediocrity. So what's it gonna be? Keep stroking your ego or start building your future, because you can't do both. Swallow your pride, humble yourself, and get to work. The ladder to success doesn't have room for your ego, only for people willing to learn, grow, and do what it takes to climb. So, what's it gonna be? Are you going to keep hiding behind your excuses, your need for comfort, and your obsession with being liked? Are you content watching other people take risks, build wealth, and live the life you pretend you're working toward while you sit there, clinging to your pride and telling yourself you'll start tomorrow? Here's the harsh reality. You've heard the truth today, so now it's on you. No more blaming your circumstances, no more crying about the odds being stacked against you. The question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you even try? Will you let go of the nonsense that's been holding you back? Or are you going to keep sabotaging yourself because stepping up feels too hard? I want to hear it straight from you. What's the one lie you've been telling yourself that's kept you broke, stuck, or scared? Drop it in the comments if you're bold enough to face it. And if you're not, well, maybe wealth just isn't for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, but only if you're ready to stop wasting time and start chasing the life you actually deserve. Because trust me, staying where you are isn't just risky, it's the biggest risk of all.